Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Call Sheet Confessions. We are in a new studio space today. Very excited about it, so welcome to the new space. My guest today is a super special guest. Hilarious, smart, talented. He's a working actor. He's worked in television, film, commercials. He's also an acting coach who I have had the pleasure of learning from. He's also a social media content creator and influencer. If you're a fan of the Housewives, you definitely know him. And if you're a fan of the Housewives and you don't know him, you need to and will now. I have Miguel Luciano on the podcast. Welcome, Miguel. As sips Red Bull.
Sips Red Bull, the story of my life. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited.
It feels great, and I love the space that you have created for us.
Yes, it feels good.
It does. The energy's
Good
right.
energy. Yes, exactly.
That was a good intro, by the way. I felt very seen by that.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
You make your guests feel very seen. That's a good start.
Thanks. That makes me happy, for sure. So, Miguel, let's talk about how we met.
Wow, we met at Zach Barnett Studios in Los Angeles, California.
Yes.
Yep.
You subbed a few of my classes, got
yep.
to know you and learn from you.
Yeah. What's the most important thing you've learned from me? Let's start with that.
I love
well,
that
now
you
I'm on
said
the
that
spot.
because
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight something that I learned from you.
Oh, good.
And I feel like you already know what I'm going to say. But
I actually don't.
okay, you talk about, for all the actors, this is a really important thing as an actor to learn. You taught us, like, not to judge the character, and, there's, there's roles that we might have that we'd, like, disagree with what a character does, or we wouldn't see ourselves doing that. For example, like, if a character is a cheater, I tend to be like, oh, that's not me. Like, I could never see myself doing that. And you taught us, like, not to have that mentality and to actually think about what would make you.
Yeah.
Okay, you would never do this, but what could make you do this? Yeah. So that you can understand the character and not judge the character. Because if you judge the character, you're going to distance yourself from it instead of finding out how to relate and then bring the character to life. And you saying that really stuck with me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That makes me happy to hear that. I mean, I think it's so easy to say that's so outside of my value system and I can't understand that and I can't connect to it. But ultimately, all of the things that people do, they kind of go back to some central themes: wanting belonging, wanting acceptance, wanting love, wanting security, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes characters have inappropriate tactics to get what they need. But ultimately, we've all felt loneliness or desperation or abandonment or a deep desire to feel seen by someone. And if the circumstances of the situation are just gnarly enough and just right enough, we can do a lot of things, right?
Right.
So I think that's a really important thing as an actor to remember that, in the right circumstances, we can be driven to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Something else that I learned from you, too, in class, we were doing a script. And the first time I did it with the girl I was working with, it was really serious. And you were like, Mia, you are this spicy girl from Philly. You have this comedic aspect. Like, bring that to the table when you're doing this. And just that reminder of what makes you unique makes your performance special. And that, like, the way that you step into the role, you don't need to do it like anyone else. Do it like you. And you were like, Mia, you would go into an audition and they would probably say you're not right for this part, but they would keep bringing you back because you have something so special. And so just that reminder to use your own strengths and apply those instead of trying to do anything like anyone else or kind of stray from who you are.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That was a great reminder for me too. So those were two things I learned.
Well, I think a lot of actors struggle with that because they don't want to be themselves when they're playing characters, right? Or they're auditioning. They're like, I want to play the character, and obviously that's what we need to do. We need to play the character, the objective, the given circumstances, all of that. But ultimately, the casting director is casting a person who's bringing that role to life in a very specific, unique, fresh way to the actor, right?
Yeah.
They're not casting robots, they're casting people. So when I tell actors, bring some of you into it, what I mean by that is, you have a perspective that's unique to you, right? You're going to find something in the script that maybe I won't find.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're going to, because of your lived experiences, because of the way you see the world, you're going to find something in it that's particularly fresh or active to you. So when you look at approaching the work with that, I think something interesting really happens.
Yeah, definitely. And it is Aries season, so it's really fitting that we have the Aries king himself.
That's me, baby. Better for worse. When people tell me you're an Aries, I'm like, yeah, if you like it, it's a good thing. If you don't, it's a bad thing.
Yeah. I love Aries. I'm an Aries Venus too.
Okay.
My love placement is Aries.
Yep.
It's a bit
little spicy.
Yeah, a little spicy.
But I think Aries are great partners.
Yeah.
Very loyal, very passionate, very honest.
Yeah.
I don't know that many Aries that have been characterized as liars. I don't know that many Aries that have been characterized as disloyal. Can we curse on this?
Yeah,
we're fucking crazy, but we're honest.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'll tell you, I'm fucking crazy, right?
Right.
But I'm real.
Yeah, and something I really respect. Something I really respect about Aries too is instead of like if you go through something, instead of like sitting and sulking in it, like obviously you feel it, but there's this like movement and this like forward direction that I really admire in Aries and I see all the time. Like I'm a Pisces.
Okay. Yeah.
I can feel that emotion. It can get to me. And my mom's an Aries, so she'll have to remind me of like, okay, yeah, you're stressed right now, but like, let's figure out the solution instead of like worrying so much about the problem. Let's focus on the solution and moving forward. Yeah. And everything that I've seen her go through in life, there's always this like, all right, let's fast forward. Yeah. Like, let's get back on track. And
we're very solution oriented.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what can we do about it? How can we fix this?
Yes.
Being a Pisces with an Aries mom is probably great.
It's the best.
Yeah. That's really, really good because Pisces do tend to like live in their emotions and like sort of dwell in it. Right. And Aries almost to a fault don't dwell in their emotions, right?
Yeah. Totally.
I have a Pisces. My rising is in Pisces. So I understand the emotional like bathing that we do and like the feeling and the like living in it. I get it.
Yeah.
But the Aries kicks in and I'm like, all right, enough.
Right.
And
let's
I'm
lock
up and
in.
at 'em. Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up in Miami.
Born and raised.
Yeah. So what was that like and what were you like as a kid?
What was Miami like? God, how do you describe what Miami was like to some? I mean, very colorful, very fast, very a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
But all sort of similar. I always used to say that Miami has a lot of cultures, but isn't very cultured. Meaning, like it's pretty, it's like pretty standard in terms of like how they raise the families.
Okay.
Usually very Catholic or some version of Christianity.
Yeah.
And then a lot of Jewish people, like we were talking about. Miami has a lot of Jews, but a lot of Hispanic culture is very Catholic, so very conservative. Catholic. So yeah, I mean, I find that most of my friends and I grew up pretty similarly. With parents that were immigrants. They raised us by the Bible and by being good and being terrified of hell, right? Yeah. So then growing up, I was like an altar boy and I was very like appropriate and correct. And then once I started in the theater, it was all gone.
So how'd you get started in acting?
In 5th grade, my teacher was like, "You need to audition for the drama program at this middle school." And I was like, "Okay, I didn't even know that was like a thing, an option." Yeah. And then I got into the drama program at a middle school, and then my first year, I got my professional start in theater.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that crazy? My first year.
Yeah. Wow. What was it like to book that first professional job at such a young age?
I don't even think I could really grasp the magnitude of it. I think I was sort of just like walking on hot coals trying to get to the cool side, like for most of my life, really. That's kind of funny, but it's true. I've always just been like, okay, all right, sounds good. Yeah, let me just get through this. Aries, like this, I have to just get through it.
Yeah, right.
So, and I felt energetically so, because my inner world and my family life was so different than the theatrical world.
Yeah.
I was constantly just trying to be okay. Because I grew up in a Catholic home, very, yada, yada, yada. And then the theater is like, you're in a dressing room with a bunch of adult actors and they're all changing, getting dressed for their costume changes.
Right.
And my mom was in the green room waiting with me because I was too young to be alone. And I was just like, wow, I'm with a bunch of like artists. And it was kind of thrilling, really, to be with older people that were just kind of like crazy and wacky. And but I definitely always lived in between those two worlds, I think.
Yeah, and like that balance between the person that you are at home and in theater and figuring out who you are.
Absolutely. It was, I mean, in the moment it was tough, but it was very thrilling.
Yeah. What did you learn from those older actors on set when you were growing up, and what like lessons do you take with you now when you're on set?
That's a really good question. Those actors I worked with in South Florida, South Florida has an amazing theater scene. And I think those actors were just really committed to the craft. I mean, there's not a whole ton of like professional glory, so to speak, in Miami. It's not like we have the equivalent of Broadway or the equivalent of the Tonys. So it's a lot of great actors doing great work.
Yeah.
They're not there to become, the next Tony Award winning actor. They're just like, I believe in the theater. I studied the craft. and I'm going to act and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my job. So in that way, it felt kind of nice. There was less of a political gain, you know? It was like, we're just here to work.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's different than when you're in other cities where there's more to gain.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you started in theater. How'd you then transition to being on TV and in commercials?
So I studied theater in middle school and in high school, and I did a lot of like professional training in that time. And basically all my friends went to college for musical theater, and I didn't go. I knew I wasn't a college person. It wasn't for me. And then my first year of like my gap year that I thought maybe I would apply at other places, yada, 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 I got an agent. And then for my, I went on my first commercial audition and I booked it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this might be good.
Great.
And then I just started doing commercials in Miami, and then I booked a guest role at 19, and then I booked a series regular at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started, that momentum started
pretty
to
quickly.
build pretty quick.
Yeah. Overnight, I guess. From 18 to 20, I mean, that's like nothing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what was that like, going from like all your friends and stuff are going to college, you're trying to figure out your next move, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, 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 all these acting jobs pop up?
It was crazy because I felt really badly that first year.
Yeah.
Being on Facebook and watching, and on Instagram, watching all of my friends post about, doing freshman showcase and teching the big, senior musicals at Carnegie and CCM and all of that, and thinking like, I'm at home doing nothing, still living at home. It was rough. Yeah. But then when I booked that first commercial, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I wonder what I would have done. Like, I wonder how I would have coped had I not had those professional successes in those first couple of years. Like, I don't know if I would have continued. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
It can be very disheartening when you don't have like physical, tangible wins.
Definitely.
I respect people that haven't worked in like 7 years and continue doing it.
Yeah.
'Cause it takes a lot to be able to do that.
Yeah. When I first moved to LA, this agent or manager actually came in and spoke to my college class and was saying that he was like, there's like a 7-year thing for an actor. Like, after 7 years, you could book something. And an actor came in and talked about how it took 7 years of auditioning to finally book a role on television. So
that hustle, time.
Yeah, it is a long time to not get something, that's like, okay, I'm on the right path, and just trying and trying and trying and keeping at it. But ultimately, I think that's what gets you to where you want to be, is that dedication, determination, and discipline in pursuit of those dreams.
Absolutely. And you have to have a very clear purpose.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have a clear purpose, it's easy to be like, fuck this.
Definitely.
But if like, I was born to entertain. Like, I knew since I was a kid. Like, the second I realized, wait, I could make money off of this, and this could be like a thing, I was like, this is it. I've never had a moment. I mean, I've prayed. I have prayed to God.
Yes.
Like, if this is not meant for me, just take it away from me. Because the desire is so strong and I'm not working. So after my Nickelodeon show, I didn't work for years. Like, years. I was up for a bunch of big projects after that show. I didn't get any of them. And then I didn't work. So there were moments where I was like, just take this desire away from me if I'm not meant to do it. And it never went away. So.
And that's how you know you were still meant to do it.
Yeah. Even when it hurt and when I was broke as a motherfucker.
Yeah. So those first few professional jobs that you did book, were those in-person auditions, self-tapes? Were you getting direct booked? Were they through your agent? Were they through casting services? How were you booking those first jobs?
They were all through agencies. The commercial was a commercial agent. My guest role was an agent, and my series regular was through an agent. And they were all in person.
Okay.
They were all in person. This was 2012 when I booked the commercial, right? Or 2013. And then 2014, I booked the guest role, or 2013, I booked the guest role, and 2014, I booked the series regular. So yeah, self-tapes weren't that big of a thing yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a thing, but they weren't what they are now, where there's huge studios dedicated to it, and almost everything is self-tape now.
Yeah.
We hadn't had a pandemic yet, right?
Yeah, so, right.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest difference between those in-person auditions versus the self-tapes? And what was that transition like for you, having audition in person, and then now everything is like digital, basically?
Well, growing up in the theater, you're used to being in person.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, it was like, I rely on the feedback from the casting director. I rely on picking up on their energy, right? That kind of helps me, sort of the way they talk about the project. If, when they ask you, like, do you have any questions? Basically, this is what's happening. I can sort of gauge from their introduction of the project what they kind of want.
I agree, yeah.
Right? So I think you're at a disadvantage in that way by not having like a sort of a read on what they're looking for. But I think you get to do it 90 times if you want to when you're doing a self-tape.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have one shot and do it in person because that's me.
I'm the same way. Yeah. Because then if I have so many times, then I'm like, well, I like this and this one and this one. But if you just have that one and done, it's like, all right, I did it, leave it at the door. You know, it is
absolutely.
what it is. Yeah.
That's why I think if you have an acting coach that trains you, like as a coach, and I don't do auditions without a coach, which is my best friend JC. She's the best. I trust whatever take she says is the best. I'm not going to play the game of what I think is the best because I'm fucking crazy. So I'm also not going to spend 9 hours on it. Like I can't. Like I have to take care of myself, you know?
Yeah.
So if I'm working with JC and she's like, that's really good, trust me on this one, I go, okay, I trust you. And I'm sending it in.
Yeah.
You know? Because left to my own devices, I'll lose my mind thinking like I like the moment from that one, but I think the middle section was better there. But that's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much, you know. So yeah, being in person, you kind of get relieved of the idea of like I can do it again because you can't. Right. And self tape, you get the chance to do it again. So I guess it's a toss up.
Yeah, for sure. So you started in Miami. Yeah. How did you come out to LA? What was the next move after Miami?
So when I did the show on Nickelodeon in Miami, we had like a bunch of shows filming in Miami at the time and a bunch of movies. So it felt like, okay, we've got like a comeback happening, right? A couple of shows on Netflix and other things. So it went away. It just stopped. My show got canceled, other shows got canceled, it just went away.
Was it around COVID or was
it
just at a
our show
time?
got canceled independently of that. But I should start telling people that. Yeah, you know, COVID, I mean, our show got canceled, 4 years before COVID. But yeah, so no, Miami just started, the shows, it just went away. The movies, so I was like, okay, nothing's going to happen here. This is not going to work. And I did have this deep fear, and I think this might be the first time I've said this on a podcast, but we are on Call Sheet Confession, so I'm going to confess.
Okay.
Like, the whole thing about Miami is that there's so much talent in Miami. Yeah. Like, we have so much fucking talent. Great directors, great writers, great choreographers, great actors, great singers, great dancers, but people don't leave Miami. And if they do, there's like a stigma again, like with other Miami actors, like, oh yeah, because you're gonna go to LA, right? Or you're gonna go to New York. And then like there's like a weird competition thing about leaving Miami. But Miami's very culturally rich in the sense of like our families don't want you to go away because we're very Hispanic.
Right.
You basically live with your families until you get married or die, whichever one comes first, right?
Yeah.
So it's like families don't train you to leave the state.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, go to New York or LA. I mean, so there's a lot of cultural components to why people don't leave Miami, but also there's like LA's a big town, and Miami, even though it's like a big city, it feels very small for the artist community. Okay. So I kind of had like a secret thing, like a pact with myself that I wasn't going to be the actor that stayed in Miami and then bitched about not getting work.
Yeah.
That's like, I could not allow that to happen.
Right.
I said, I'm going to eventually get out of here. And if I don't book jobs, and if I don't make it, and if I don't become the next whatever, then fine. But I tried. Yeah. I got out of here, and I gave it the good old college try. But if I don't succeed, it can't be because I stayed on my couch wanting someone to knock on my door and be like, Miguel, we know you're funny. Here's an HBO show. You know?
Yeah.
So my secret, deep call sheet confession is that I knew I needed to leave Miami because I couldn't be one of those people that could have made it but just never left.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Because you don't want to have that regret at the end of the day where... What if I had done that?
Yes.
You know?
I could not live with that. Like, I could live with a lot of things, but I can't live with regret of, like, I should have gone, and I never did. Yeah. So I knew that I had to leave, and I knew that was always in the works, but I was deeply terrified.
Yeah, definitely. It's a scary thing to move across the country, for sure.
And Miami is its own little... Miami's not... it's its own state.
Yeah.
You seen that meme of the guy being like, I'm not from Florida, I'm from Miami.
That's what I say about Philly and Pennsylvania. Like, Philly is so different from being from Pennsylvania. It's literally its own state.
Yeah. So Miami's its own world. So, like, leaving it is like... the idea of that was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know? And I had no family that lived in LA or New York, so it was a whole thing. All my family was in Miami. But eventually, you know, I moved to... So basically, after 10 years of living in Miami, like professionally, at 30, I was like, okay, I'm going to move to New York. And I took all my clothes to New York, and I was staying with a buddy. And I was like, I'm going to... if I need to get a real job for the first time, I'll do it. I had been teaching, acting. So obviously, those are real jobs. What I mean by that is like a muggle job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a non-magical job.
Something that's paying the bills while you're
consistently every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll go to New York, and if I have to apply to be a hotel receptionist or whatever, like something where I'm extroverted and I'm active, whatever. And then about 2 months into living in New York, I got the job offer to teach at Zach Barnett's studios.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, this is like the time.
Yeah.
You know, I just turned 30. I'm really serious about wanting to make a deep change, a profound change. And they want me to teach. Like, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching already by that point for 15 years. So let me go do that, And I was, 12 days after my 30th birthday, I was in LA.
Wow. Yeah. So you kind of moved to New York not really having a plan, just knowing you need to get out. But then to LA, you kind of had that plan of, I have this job lined up. It aligns with what I want to do. It's still in the same industry, and this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe in manifestation?
I do. Big on speaking things into existence and like the power of tongue and everything.
Yeah, me too. I'm huge on that. And I said for many, many, many years, when I move to LA, it'll be seamless. When I move to LA, it will be seamless. Because I remember telling a friend, I don't want to move to LA because it's going to be hard. And by that point, I had already experienced a lot of hard things in my life, you know? So I was like, I don't want to do that. It was at a point in my life where I was stunted and I was frozen and my nervous system couldn't handle the thought of like a big, scary move. And my friend, who's a little bit of a realist, he's a producer, so he's like, he makes things happen. He was like, just accept the fact that it'll be hard and you can do it. And I was like, no, that's not my reality. Things are hard for you. They are not hard for me. Like, some things are hard, but some things are not.
Yeah.
And whenever I do move to LA, it will be seamless. And I said it for years.
Wow.
And then I did move to New York, and then the offer came through, and then I had a job, and then I found a roommate, and in weeks I was there, my car was shipped, and I had enough, magically, money appeared so that I could do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I booked a job in commercial in February. I got the check, and then with that check, I shipped my car, and I took my stuff, and my move to LA was seamless.
Yeah, the power of manifestation.
Yeah, and I said it for years.
Amazing.
Yeah. My move to LA will be seamless.
And it came into fruition.
Completely.
Yeah.
And I had to, and the stuff that came before that was a little tough, I'm not going to lie, but we're here.
Yeah, we're here. And you've been teaching for so long.
For 1,000 years. 1,000 years.
Taking it back a bit, when did you first get into teaching?
I was doing a musical at a dance studio called Peaches School of Dance and Music in North Miami Beach.
Okay.
I was 15 years old. And then the woman that was teaching or directing there wasn't anymore. And then Peaches herself called me and said, Miguel, this is Peaches. And I was like, hey, girl. And she was like, I've seen you with the kids. You're a teacher. I was like, no, I'm not. She's like, yeah, you are. You're a teacher. Wow. And I got my first job at 15 years old teaching theater to like a bunch of cute little rich Jewish kids in North Miami Beach.
Wow. And you've just been doing
and
it
I've been doing it ever since.
It's amazing. And it's so nice to have a job that's still in your industry. And you're talking about the craft that you love all day long. So it's only fueling your acting, reminding you of tools you may forget. Like, it really goes hand in hand. So it's such a nice crossover between the two.
I agree. And I think the best thing about being an acting teacher and a working actor is that it really does, it helps you remember that like the basics of acting are really basically everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, where are you? Who are you talking to? Where'd you come from? What do you need from the person?
Right.
Like, it doesn't get, like, acting in theory is much more simple than it is easy.
Yeah.
But like, it's like the work is, I'm stumbling because it's like I'm getting overwhelmed with it, but it's like it's easy. But it's hard. Like, as I'm getting overwhelmed talking about it, like, it's easy, but it's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
So having the basics be at the cornerstone of my world helped me when I have auditions. Like, okay, don't focus on getting the job. Don't focus on being interesting. Don't focus on making a splash.
Right.
What's the genre? Okay, it's a horror. Who am I? Who is my character to the story? Mm-hmm. Where did I just come from? Where am I?
What was the moment before?
What was the moment before?
Yeah.
When I coach actors, they've done all this work and they forget what room they're in. I'm like, where are they? They're like, oh yeah, interior room. And I'm like, you forgot you were in the bedroom? That's a big part of the scene, right?
Right.
Just the start of it, knowing where your character is.
Yeah.
Right? So
having that foundation and going back to that actor's process helps for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good reminder when you're teaching because then it translates back into the work that you're doing.
And especially because as a coach, when I'm coaching someone, what needs to get done is in neon signs. Like, I'm reading the script. I'm like, yeah, done. Obviously, you got to do that. Yeah, but this sign is subtext for what's coming later. And then like I see it, and it's like it's screaming at me.
Right.
And then when I get a script, I'm like, this is in Mandarin. This is in Mandarin.
Yeah.
They sent me a script in Mandarin, and they're expecting me to learn a new language. And then my acting coach is like, no, this is what's happening. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't see that. Because you're just so in your head when you're acting that it's hard, you know?
Sometimes it's like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah,
or like,
literally.
I have done I've done a lot of social media for different brands. Okay. But when it comes to my own social media, sometimes I'm at a loss. I'm like, wait, what's my niche? Wait, what type of content should I post? Where I used to do social media for Crumble Cookies. It was like, great,
that's a good
framing
job.
it around cookies. Like, it was like, easy to like understand that brand. I did
Yeah.
it for a gymnastics team, and it's like, okay, it's right around this. But when it comes to me, because I have so many different things that I do, it's like, what do I post? What do I highlight? So I understand that of like, it's sometimes easier when you're helping someone else, and then when you do it for yourself, you're kind of like, this feels crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
And also you're emotionally involved because it's affecting you.
Exactly.
Like crumble cookies is crumble cookies, right? That's not
Right.
you're not a crumble cookie, right?
Right,
You're,
right.
like, you're a crumbling actor, which
Yeah.
is a little different. It's just a little different. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking about social media, you are now this influencer, social media content
funny.
creator. How did that start, and how is that, helping with your acting or fueling that and coming up with these ideas and opening up other opportunities that you didn't see before?
I mean, I still laugh at the thought of it because it's just so crazy to me. Essentially, I moved to LA. I got on hold for the first TV show I auditioned for, Dexter, which is iconic. Yeah. And then crickets after that. Like, I was like, okay. So I got here, I was writing this like momentum, and then it just went away. And I was like, this is not happening. Like, I know that no one's auditioning, but I can't live like this.
Right.
I didn't move across the country to do the 7-year waiting period. Like, that was my mentality. And again, I don't play by the rules as an Aries. So I was like, it might be hard for everyone else, but if there's 3 actors working, I'll be the 4th. It'll be Nicole Kidman, Viola Davis, I don't know, Noah Beck or whatever TikToker star is getting offered everything, and then me. That's the mentality I had to have because I was like, I can't live,
Right,
so
right.
I was like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And my friend Brian, who's a producer over at Apple, said, your impersonations are fucking amazing. You should post them. And I said, absolutely fucking not. I'm an actor. I grew up in the theater.
Yeah,
like I'm not a TikToker.
Yeah.
I did have a prejudice about it. I did. I'm just going to be honest about it. I didn't take into account the work it takes. I didn't take into account the self-esteem you have to put time into it and to let yourself be visible and seen.
Yeah.
I didn't take into account the work ethic it takes to post every day and to like engage with people. I didn't see any of that. I saw it as you're putting yourself out there and like doing stupid shit. So it's like, no, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, this is the digital age. So either you get with it or get lost, kind of.
Yeah.
He's a realist, right?
Yeah. And I do think that's true. I think there's this new wave and you're either hopping on it or you're falling behind when it comes to social media.
I mean, I think, I have such a weird thought on that because I'm guessing there's actors in New York that are doing theater that aren't content creators, right? Like I'm guessing there's people that went to Juilliard and are like, very theatrical in that sense, and they're just like, these great colleges and universities, you get a network of connections after you leave that gets you these, being a part of the NYU Mafia and being a part of the Juilliard Mafia, you help each other, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's people that are succeeding without social media, but I mean, I can imagine that it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
So basically he told me do it, and the reason I decided to do it was because I realized I was scared. Not to get all TED Talky on you, but this is my TED Talk. I did it because I was scared. I did it because I was afraid. I did it because I was deeply insecure about how people would see me. I'm not a deeply insecure person in general, but all of a sudden, the thought of being visible online did make me like, oh, I'm not secure enough to do that. All of a sudden, it was like it triggered some sort of like high school fear of being seen and not being invited to the cool kids table now. Like it did something bizarre in me. But if you grew up in the theater, you're an outsider by nature, right? Most theater kids feel like the other kid.
Yeah.
We're kind of the misfit or the outcast. And that is a large part of my life, and I'm actually really grateful for it now as an adult. Because there's something kind of fabulous of not fitting in. But when you're growing up, all you want to do is fit in. All you want to do is be normal. All you want to do is be invited, right?
Yeah.
So the thought of being online and being judged that way and picked apart, if it goes well, if I succeed, right?
Yeah.
Because the worst part is you don't succeed and you're trying and no one's watching, right?
Right.
Or that's what you think the worst part is.
Yeah.
And then I guess the better part is you get a lot of visibility, a lot of popularity, and people talk shit about you. So, right? Like, while you're succeeding and while you're doing well. So I said, I got to do this because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I love that so much because I feel like fear usually holds people back. But instead you recognize the fear and we're like, I'm going to push through this. And if anything, it's that rejection therapy. You try, it doesn't work out. All right, well, I can take that and move forward and learn from it. But it's good to just try.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there. And like you said, like with social media, you have to have that consistency to and build that momentum and keep it going.
It takes work, man. It takes friggin' work. And the work I'm doing is super easy for me. Like I chose something that is not difficult for me to do. the difficult,
Smart.
yeah, like I'm very grateful that my friend Brian introduced the idea of housewives
Yeah.
and impersonations to me, because if not, I mean, I don't even know what I would be doing.
Right.
And I admire all these amazing content creators like Michael Pavano and Eric Feldman that do makeup and hair and wigs and backdrops and
Yeah.
green screens. I cannot be bothered. I'm
Right.
like, oh
Right.
girl, ain't nobody got time for all that. Like, I'd rather be eating in,
Yeah.
yeah, like at a restaurant or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that's good advice for people that want to start social media, because they're always saying, like, find your niche, find, something that you kind of already have an interest in. But I think what you're saying, like, find something that's easy.
Yeah,
For
for
you to
you, right?
create.
Yes, I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense for you, and that, yeah.
Right, because if I was trying to do housewives impersonations, that wouldn't work for me. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would not be good at that. But it comes easy for you, and so that's why you're so successful at it, and you're able to come up with ideas and post consistently. I think if you try to do something that's going to be hard for you to film and hard for you to be consistent at, then that's not the niche that you should pick.
Yeah,
You should pick
exactly.
something that's already kind of natural. If you go to Pilates every day, start filming your Pilates classes.
Talk about Pilates. Talk
Yeah.
about the highs and lows and what you wear, and talk about what you love.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
something that's kind of already part of you.
Yeah.
That's easy for you to do. I think that's such good advice, because so many
Yeah.
people want to get started but don't know where to start. So
That's
finding
exactly
something
right.
that's easy.
Find something
Yeah.
that's easy for you, that makes sense, that you love. And I mean, I did really approach it, and I have approached the entire thing as a business, which I think helps.
Yes.
Because a lot of I didn't grow up looking at the industry as an industry. I didn't,
Right.
even though I was already working at like 11. I saw it as like, I love this, and
Yeah.
my big priority was just trying to do it and get in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once I got in the room consistently enough, I was like, okay, let me really approach this as a business. But, it took a couple years to get there. So now at 30, moving across the country,
Yeah.
I'm being a little bit more ruthless with how I see things. I've experienced some
Right.
hardships and some successes. I could say, all right, enough fucking around.
Yeah.
This is a business. I'm going to treat my social media like a business.
Yep.
And I realized that the best way for me to do it and to be good at it and to maybe make some money off of it is to just be myself. So,
Yeah.
the housewife stuff is a part of it, but I'm also strategic in showing who I am in the way that I do, meaning I don't want to be anyone else. I'm not trying
Yep.
to look cooler than I think I am. If you think I'm annoying in real life, I'll probably look annoying on Instagram. If you think I'm nice and funny in real life, you'll probably see me the same way on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Like, I made sure that I was like, the only way I'll succeed in this is to be myself. I've seen
Yeah.
so many people flop trying to be someone they're not. And I mean, I can't even
Yep.
do it if I tried.
Yeah.
I really can't. But
Yeah.
but it's easy to slip into the wanting to be something you're not, because you want to
Right.
make money and you want to succeed.
Or seeing what someone else is already doing, kind of
Yeah.
mimicking that, which isn't you. It's just like what you're seeing. But you dropped two gems right there. Like, one, authenticity on social media.
Yeah.
Two, treating it like a business. Because if you're having a hard day or you're tired, business still has to get done.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way
That's
you're not
exactly right.
falling, short because you're allowing your emotions or anything to get in the way. Instead, it's business, and this still has to get done.
Yeah.
Having that, like, dedication. to
Yeah,
it.
dedication and a promise to yourself. I
Yep.
mean, in October, my theater mentor at Second Mom, she died. And it was absolutely horrible, obviously.
Yeah.
And I cried all day, and then I went to the gym and I filmed a video. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably a little crazy, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. I was like, okay. Mind you, that might have been a coping mechanism more than, work ethic.
Yeah,
That might have
but-
just been staying alive.
Yeah.
But it worked.
That's what it is for
Yeah.
some people. And in what you love, you have that expression. Like, I know people who have had to miss funerals because of dance jobs or things.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then they're dancing for that person, or they're able to express themselves through the movement.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own ways of coping.
I remember being in high school and I missed like my cousin's quinceañera because I had like a matinee of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I was Snoopy.
Yeah.
And like for my family, that was a big deal.
Right.
Like they were like, I can't believe you're missing. I was like, I got a show.
Yep.
And then other kids in like my theater community, that their parents would be like, he can't do it or she can't do it because she's got a family thing. I told my mom, I am not that kid.
Yep.
You're not going to email. My mom wasn't a stage mom by any means anyway, but I was like, I'm not missing this show.
Yeah.
I'm playing Snoopy and You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and it's supper time.
Yes.
I
was always the same way with dance. Like, there'd be football games, I would never go. I'd always put dance first. And one day my grandfather was like, I'm not taking you to class tonight. Like, you please do something else. But I was like, that's not who I am.
It's
like,
not who you are.
When
yeah.
I'm passionate and dedicated to something, like it just goes at the top of my priorities list,
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Miguel, what does a day look like on your call sheet? What's a day in your life
Ooh.
look like?
Oh God, every day is different.
Yeah.
I have shame about being a late riser, so I was like, well, it doesn't start till around 10 or 11.
Me before my 9 to 5?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't get up till 11 either.
No. But I'm also, a night owl. So like
Yeah.
last night I filmed a video at midnight and I edited it and went to bed at 3 in the morning because I
Yeah.
wanted to film it, edit it, and be done. So I went to
Right.
bed at 3 and I woke up at like 10:30, you know? Because
Yeah.
so I am a late riser. I negotiate with the
No
universe
shame.
for about 30 minutes. I'm like, meow, meow, meow. I'm like, I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
And then I have to I grab my head by the curls and I throw myself off the bed. And I'm like, be grateful, damn it, you're awake, alive, and healthy. So then I do that.
Yeah.
And then it depends. So certain days I'll have coachings on Zoom. So, breakfast,
Yeah.
coach someone, go to the gym, maybe teach a class. Now auditions have been coming in a little bit more. So recently I've been spending some time on that. But I'm traveling a lot for work now.
Yeah,
so
that's so nice.
Yeah, so if today's April, 4th, 3rd?
I think so.
I think I've taken like 5 or 6 trips already. I've been to San Francisco twice. I went to Paris. I've been to Miami.
Yes.
I've been traveling.
That's
so
amazing.
It's been great. So a lot of my weeks have just been like in this year getting like some sort of normal momentum. Like, okay, let me just go to the grocery store, I guess. And then let me,
right.
trying to create a fake, a real life activity while I'm in like transition from trips.
Trying to create that routine when you're home.
Sort of, yeah. But also, I mean, I don't like to be beholden to things.
Yeah.
I really am like a fussy artist. I really, really am. I'm like, I just want to do whatever I want, and I don't want to be even in charge of myself. Even though I'm a very disciplined person, I'm also kind of like, Miguel, you need to get off my ass. And I'm like, well, I'm just trying to help you, dude. And I'm like, no. Like, let me do what I do.
Yeah.
It's hard being in my head.
Right. No, I hear you. We're always harder on ourselves too.
Oh, I am my best friend and my own worst critic.
Totally.
But I've gotten a lot better at it.
That's
great. Have you changed your relationship with it?
I'm trying.
Yeah, it takes work.
It does, because sometimes when I talk to a friend, the way they speak life into me is so much nicer than the way I speak to myself. But it's always a reminder of, like, if you can believe in me so confidently, I should have that belief in myself. Like, I do believe in myself in a lot of ways, but I get hard on myself and like doubts creep in. But when friends are like, you deserve this and you are amazing, and like speak those like affirmations into me, it reminds me to speak those positive affirmations into myself. Yeah. But I'm a perfectionist, and that like it impacts my life in a lot of different ways. But I have been working at it. I feel like I've been getting better at it and showing myself grace. When you
change or when you reduce the perfectionism by half, your life will get so much happier and better and easier.
Yes.
Like I'm a recovering perfectionist.
Yeah.
And a recovering control freak. And not wanting to be perfect has made my life so much more fun.
Yeah.
And has actually made my art better because I take more risks.
Right. And that's what I've noticed I struggle with a bit. Yeah. Like, I definitely do take risks, but when it comes to a lot of like my art, like acting and dancing, I think I get scared to really like let go sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, choreography, great. I know exactly what to do. I'll do it the way you want me to do it. Gold star. Yeah. Instead of like the things that can happen when you let yourself go and the choices that you can end up making because you're trusting yourself and letting go.
And I think the key to letting go and trusting yourself is knowing that you have technique.
Yeah.
And you know that as a dancer because you've been dancing your whole life. Like, if you don't have technique, surrendering and letting go isn't going to give you the result you want.
Yeah.
Taking a dance class once every 3 months and then surrendering when you have an audition is not going to do the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Alicia Liu, who won the gold medal. The big takeaway is she wanted to have fun. But that's, I think the larger takeaway is no. She's been training her whole life.
Yep.
She rewrote the way she's going to play the game.
Yes.
But she's got technique. She didn't win because she was having a blast. She won because she was having a blast and has all of the tools and techniques and has years and years and years worth of training.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly.
So I think as an actor, letting go and just shaking it off in an audition, when you have technique and you know the given circumstances and you understand things on a deeper level, then the work is powerful. Then the work is moving because it's real and you're not manufacturing moments.
Yeah.
But if you're just surrendering without really having a strong handle on the work, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do hot takes in Hollywood. Okay. So it's a little this or that, quick, fast lightning round. All right. On camera or stage acting?
On camera.
On camera? Yeah, facts.
On camera, but on stage.
Yeah, I love that.
Just keeping it real.
That is, yes, totally. Comedy or drama?
Oh, right now, drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love. That's so funny because you're so like funny on social media and comedic. But
I think that's why.
Yeah.
I think right now I have an overflow of comedy in my life, which is a beautiful thing. But I would love to get my hands onto something messy and kind of gritty.
Yeah, that makes sense. Auditions or being on set?
Being on set.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello.
duh.
Yeah.
Acting or coaching?
Oh. Acting.
Acting, yeah. Group class or private coaching?
I can't give explanations, right? I just go, you just want me to answer it?
You can give a little
Okay.
explanation for this.
Group coaching, it's more vibrant
Yeah,
because I'm managing, I'm like an octopus with 10 tentacles.
right.
But private coaching, I find that there's a little bit more instant gratification because you see more changes happen in real time because you get more time to work with
Yeah,
them.
that makes sense. LA or Miami?
New York. My answers, I don't know. I mean, I love Miami. I love my family. I love the warmth. I love the flavor. But LA's a little bit more, I'm liberal. I don't have to defend trans people here. That's nice.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
I tell people I don't drink here and they don't go, why not? You know?
Yeah.
Whereas in Miami, you play 21 questions after you tell someone you don't drink. So it's like, like, okay, now I'm like, you might as well just lie and say you're on meds or something.
Right.
You know? Or say my liver got taken out yesterday. I have no liver left. Like, you just gotta say something. So, yeah, both. But New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some honorable mention.
Exactly.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I love Instagram. That's like my bread and butter. TikTok it's a crazy land.
Yeah, it's a lawless town.
Yes.
Over on TikTok.
Exactly.
TikTok is is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to clear up some misconceptions about the industry.
Love it.
And feel free if you have any of your own that you
Okay. Throw in there.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So, one being that acting success happens overnight.
I think an email or a phone call that happens can change your life overnight.
Right.
But the success comes from the work of your lifetime.
Exactly.
Of your training, of your years of rejection and years of callbacks and years of being pinned and years of droughts.
Yeah.
You know, so I think a choice can be made overnight in your life. You could be heated rivalry and like one day you're waiting tables and the next day you're a massive star.
Yeah.
But they were working exactly. But they were working and training and doing their things. I mean, I don't know their story that well, but I'm sure that they were like working actors or trying to be or like in the hustle.
Yeah.
So, and they were waiting tables as part of their job, as part of their passion for acting, right? Having a flexible job that gives them good hours. And so.
Yeah, it's part of it.
It's part of it.
Yeah. You need an agent to get work as an actor.
Nowadays, it seems like you kind of don't. I mean, I think agents have connections to casting directors and can call and be like, you really got to see Mia for this or whatever. But, I mean, there's people on TikTok and content creators that, you know, TikTok and Instagram that are content creators and they're becoming people in the field.
If you're not booking, you're failing.
That's silly. That's so silly. But I understand that it's like a deeply ingrained fear that people have, like that's what that means, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Like we said, it can take years to take off, but that doesn't discredit the work that you're putting in.
Oh my God, all of I mean, I think about Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle, and he had an incredible career, but before that, you know, his big break was Malcolm in the Middle, I think. And I remember hearing him say that he just stuck around. That was his secret. He was like, I just stuck around.
Right.
You know, I mean, his performance in Breaking Bad is one of our best performances on screen ever. And he did it like at how old? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he stuck around. So I believe you got to stick around if it's meant for you. Or if you're meant to do it, rather.
Definitely. Last one. There's like 2 different myths here, so we're gonna bust it. Actors are broke, or actors are very wealthy.
Ooh. I think actors are in charge of their mindset.
Yeah.
I know a lot of rich actors that come from wealthy families that are broke because they're terrified and don't have an inner life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think you know, wealthy and abundance is different for everyone, right? So if you're abundant in training, if you're abundant in connection and support, if you're abundant in hope, and if you're abundant in faith, then you're rich.
Yes.
You know? And I do try to get people out of the starving actor thing. And the one thing I will say, and I want to get the camera to focus on me here for this one, is we got to stop with the starving artist thing. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute.
Yep.
I don't think it's interesting. I don't think it's funny to joke about your career like that. Like, it annoys me when actors around me do it. Like, you say, well, I'm an actor, so I'm fucking broke. I'm like, don't talk about yourself like that.
Yeah.
You're going to stay broke with that attitude.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I always say to people. I'm like, with that attitude, yeah, you will. Like, because what you believe, your universe will reflect. And there's so many people, like, when they complain about money, or they're like, yep, I'm just going to be broke. I'm like, then you will be.
Then you will be. That's your choice.
Yes,
yeah.
And like we talked about manifestation, the power of tongue. Like, you speaking that into existence, that's not helping you. That's only hurting you.
And you're cementing an identity is the problem. You're cementing into your identity that this is who you are and this is how life works for you. And if you don't want to be woo-woo, then just think what you're saying creates behavior.
Yes.
So forget woo-woo, like, Palo Santo. It's just what you say about yourself is the way you're going to behave. So if you believe you're a broke-ass bitch, you're going to be acting like a broke-ass bitch.
Yes.
I was in West Hollywood recently, and some guy said, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm an actor. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And, like, I guess it's the big thing to joke like that. And I said, oh, don't be sorry. I'm doing great.
Period.
Yeah, and then I wasn't going to tell him why I was doing great. Even if I had no job, I would have said that.
Yes.
Even if I wasn't a content creator, I would have said that. I love what I do. And then someone who introduced us said, no, Miguel's kind of like, he's like legit. Like, as if I needed the stamp of approval from his friend, like he actually is working. And I was like, no, it's not even about that. I love my job. I love what I do.
Yes.
And then the guy felt kind of badly. You know what I mean? Intense and confrontation. I was like, no, I'm good. Thanks, though. And he was like, no, I'm just saying because my roommates are actors and it's hard. I go, well, everything is hard. Being a lawyer is hard. Being a doctor is hard. Being in med school is hard. Being a waiter is hard. Everything's hard.
Right.
Life is hard.
Oh
It's also beautiful. It's also great. It's also sad. It's also celebratory. It's also anxiety inducing. But I'm good.
Miguel, I love that.
Right?
I'm so glad you just shared that.
I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of actors doing it, and I'm sick of people allowing it to be a part of the thing. Yes, acting is hard. The waiting process is hard. It is.
Yeah.
But it can also be rich. It can also be full. You can also learn things about yourself. You can also create community. You can also, it's like,
Yeah.
But I stopped that motherfucker in his tracks. I was like, no,
As
I'm
you
good.
should.
Thanks.
Yes. I love that. And then he's like, ooh.
Yeah. And people don't expect it from me. I think it's because of my Pisces rising, right? So I'm always like, yeah, hey, how you doing? Great. And then one thing I'll be like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, the Aries loves
The
it.
Aries comes in and it's like, and Taurus moon. So I'm like,
I'm a Taurus moon too.
Are you really?
This is
meant
this
to
is
be.
why we can,
Yeah.
yes,
Taurus moon, we're
yes.
like laser sharp focus.
That's so crazy. And one of my dance teachers from back home is a Taurus moon, and there's just something with that.
There's a Taurus moon energy that really can save the world.
Yes, totally. Okay, so next is our crafty corner.
Okay.
What is your dream crafty setup?
Oh, Lord. I no longer eat all of the yummy things I used to eat, like Cheetos and Doritos. I love them. But I think they give me canker sores.
Oh.
So I've stopped.
That happened to me with like sour Skittles.
Yeah. All those things are bad for me. Like, not like I don't judge food as being good or bad. They're just bad for my actual body. My actual genetic whatever.
Yeah.
But so I would love a bag of Cheetos in an ideal world. But realistically, I guess bananas.
Okay. That's healthy.
But also when I'm
You want
acting, I don't want to be
potassium.
heavy.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, I don't want to feel like I just had a big meal. So I kind of like to be, like, just, like, satiated enough so that I'm, like, bouncy and able to do what I got to do.
Yeah. So like healthy snacks.
Sort of, like bananas, oranges, things like that. Also, but they can't be anything that's going to get, like, color my teeth.
Yeah.
Sometimes citrus makes my teeth, so
do you stay away from coffee on set days?
Yeah, I try to stay away from coffee in general because, like, it stains the teeth. But I got to let that go because I love it. But
yeah, and they're saying, like, coffee has, like, health benefits, like black coffee.
I know, but if you Google anything, you'll find, like, is coffee good for you? You'll find 20 articles that say it is. If you Google coffee's bad for you, you'll find 20 articles.
Yes, because then it's also, like, bad for hormones. I'm like,
what is
which
it?
one?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to drink this or not? Or am I supposed to have matcha? I'm confused.
I know. That's why I've been on the Red Bull and Celsius thing, but that's also not good for you either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Miguel, what is your industry ick? What's on your industry betrayal list?
Wow, that's good. Okay, can you give me some examples of what other people have said?
Yes.
Because I'm kind of blanking.
I say, like, net 90.
Oh, well, that makes me want to shoot myself.
Yeah.
And shoot the person that's, yeah.
Some people say, like, ego, people having ego in the industry, someone asking you to do a job for free, like.
Okay, those are good. Net 90.
Yeah.
I basically don't take any job that will do it now. Like, if I can stand it, like content brand deals. I'm pretty picky with the brand deals I do now, which is a wonderful thing. And I tell them you got to do like. I mean, I've gone even down to net 30. I've gone to do it. Yeah.
A net 30, fine. But if it's after that, I'm going to start charging you interest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just too much. Net 60 is brutal.
It's crazy.
God, my industry ick. I don't know. I guess people that aren't team players.
Yeah.
Like growing up in the theater is very collaborative, and TV and film doesn't always feel that way. Some people, obviously, that have been working in the field for a long time do, but a lot of actors that were like models first, or like actors that don't have like, not to be like, snooty, but like training, they'll just kind of jump in and they'll think like I'm the star of the show. And it's like, no, we're all in this together.
Yes.
You treat the wardrobe person just as well as you treat the crafty person, just as well as you treat your co-star, just as well as you treat number one on the call sheet.
Yes.
Like
it takes a village.
It takes a village, yeah. And I understand that when you're working with big stars, like I get that pecking order. I'm not,
Yeah.
But within reason, right? For like, we all gotta we're all in this together. We're trying to do a job.
Yeah, you should respect every role on the call sheet.
Exactly.
Because everyone has their role for a reason, and without someone, production is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you need everyone, so it's good to respect and be kind to everyone on set.
Yeah. I mean, I usually prefer hanging out with everyone who's not an actor on set.
Yeah, yeah.
On a lunch break, I'm usually sitting with the wardrobe girls.
Yes.
Or the grip guys. That's kind of just what I do.
Right. And then you learn more about it as a whole.
Yeah.
Production aspect. And I just love like talking to different people and learning about different. I just love to chat with everyone. So.
I'm a chatter, and I mean, and if you let me, I would never talk about acting or the business at all. Like I would love to talk to those people about their families, about their vacations, about whatever. Like I'm as obsessed as I am with my career. I'm not obsessed with my career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, having real relationships and real conversations are important.
Yes, because then it fuels the art.
Yes. Too. And also just you're there. Like again, it's a business. It's a job. My job is to be here.
Yep.
It's not just showing up, memorize, and it's about also being in a good mood, about wanting to like have a real nice time.
Yeah, exactly.
Having fun is paramount to me.
Yeah.
And I gotta have a good time. I'm in the business of having a good time.
Right. So we are on Call Sheet Confessions. I know you shared a confession earlier, but Miguel, what is your Call Sheet confession?
When I was on the Nickelodeon show, we were produced by the same show that did a very successful show right before ours called Every Which Way.
Okay.
Every Which Way went on for 4 seasons, and it was a great show, and their team did our show. So I guess to boost our show, they did a crossover episode. And okay, this is a good story. So we did a crossover episode.
Yeah. And
all of the stars from Every Which Way were there. I didn't know them, but it was cool to be like, I met them kind of briefly through my friends, but I didn't know them like that. And they sent us, they email you the scripts, but I guess they sent an updated script, and I didn't get it.
Oh.
So we were filming like a big group scene with the stars of Every Which Way and then the stars of our show. And I had the wrong script, and like on set, they were like, we were running, and they're like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What am I saying? I'm saying the script." They're like, "That's not our script." So someone rushes over and brings me the script. I'm like, I have never seen the script a day before in my life. Like, I don't know what this is. And
oh my god,
it was, and a lot of the big execs were there because again, it's the crossover episode,
right?
So they've got 2 shows, and they were like, so I kind of made up a lie, and I kind of fumbled my way through it, and then they were like, all right, we're gonna start filming, and I had to go in a corner and memorize like 5 pages of dialogue.
Wow.
In like, I mean, I didn't have pure dialogue for those 5 pages, but I had random inserted lines, which is harder because you've got 19 lines before your next line or whatever. And that was probably the scariest day of my life.
That's
because
terrifying.
There was a lot of attention and pressure on that day to film all of these people and to put these 2 shows together.
Yeah.
And that was horrifying because I didn't know my lines. I did not. I read a script. I picked up a script that I had never seen before in my life.
Yeah, and
I was like, "What scene is this?"
Right, and it wasn't your fault. You didn't.
I mean, it was. I didn't get it. I mean, I guess I didn't check.
Their fault?
I mean, they might have emailed. It doesn't even. I'm gonna internalize it as shame and bad work ethic on my part. I'll take the L. I was 21. I was partying a lot at the time.
Yeah.
Every night was like, let's go out for dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was a young Miguel messing up, but.
Wow.
That was scary to be on set with all those people, and then they don't. And I mean, we're actors. We don't want to look bad. I certainly don't think it's cute to not be prepared.
Totally.
I don't think it's fabulous to not be with it.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing. And luckily, I learned my lines like in the moment. Like pressure kicked in. I was like, and I memorized it, and I was fine. But
that fight or flight.
Yeah, but it was. Thinking about it, I'm scared.
Yeah, it's triggering.
As he sips Red Bull. Yeah, I was like, that was
Things
horrifying.
happen, and you have to find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
You never know. Like on the day of a dance job, you could be doing something, practicing it to the right, and that person calls out. Now we need you on the left or something.
God,
and having to know both sides or be able to be super adaptable and like get it done quickly and be a fast learner. So
And
that
that's
skill helped you.
Absolutely. And that
Yeah.
skill came from having worked in the theater and having done
Yeah.
so many musicals and shows growing up.
Yeah.
You know, you learn how to be flexible. You learn how to make things
Right.
happen. And I wouldn't have had that skill set had I not done 10 years of theater before then. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that preparation definitely helped with
Yeah.
that skill
That's
set.
why I tell people that all of the years before a job are so important, because
Yeah.
they're going to make you ready. You're going to get ready. So when you're
Yep.
on set with those big people that you've been manifesting, you know what the hell to do
Yeah.
when things happen.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Yeah. In another life, what would you be doing if it were not acting?
I have a couple of things. I would love to be a couples therapist.
If I were
academic,
I love that for
yeah.
you.
If I were academic and cared about like school and like
Yeah.
wanted to learn all the things, I would love to be a couples therapist. I would also love to be like a professional rock star, like to be in a rock band and travel the world. And
What
like,
would you play?
I would be the lead singer.
Oh, period. Of course
Hello.
you were, of course.
I think I'm the Dominican Mick Jagger, but that's just in my head.
Maybe you should like do
I think
a,
it's- I
a
think
guest star in JC's band.
I know. I think
Yes.
there's still a reality where I could have a garage band.
Love.
I can sing, so I can do that. And I think, but that's a lot of work. Again,
Yeah.
Committing to the rehearsals and learning and all that's, and I would want to do it so that I have a complete and total alter ego.
Yes.
It wouldn't be like a version of Miguel. It would be like, I don't know, Johnny Stones or
Okay.
something stupid like that. I would think of a name.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'd probably have like black eyeliner.
Yes,
And like,
totally.
I would do like a whole thing. Like it would be
like
a whole.
colored hair.
Yeah, it'd be like a glam pop, glam
Yeah.
punk rock sort of thing. I don't know. Or I don't know. But yeah, I'd be a
Love
rock
that.
star. Yeah.
Miguel the rock star.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you were starting over, and for anyone that wants to be a working actor, wants to work in social media content creation, be an influencer, or even be an acting coach one day, what's your advice for them?
Oh, Lordy McLorderson.
And what would you maybe tell your younger self?
Oh God. Alicia Liu.
I
When they
know you were
asked
gonna
her,
say that!
when they asked her, she was like, I would tell her nothing. I would tell her she's good. She's gonna get it, and she'll figure it out. So
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna copyright that. I mean, not copyright. I'm gonna copy that.
Yeah.
Copyright. I'm stealing from her.
As soon as I said that, I knew you were.
Yeah, because I'm obsessed with her. I think she's
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alicia Liu's right. He's got it. Younger Miguel's got it.
Yeah.
But I wish I could say that, but I'm not at peace enough with my past yet.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, I still feel badly about like growing up in the theater, like the mistakes I made or the things I
Yeah.
messed up on. I'm not at that delicious place where I'm like, fuck it, it was all good. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I would have liked to have not made those mistakes.
Me too. Yeah.
I think, but that quote helped me a lot with like thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's all fine. So I think I don't know. I probably would say give yourself more grace. I'd say that to
Yeah.
myself now, and I'd say it to myself, to the younger version of me.
Yeah.
Just give yourself more grace. Like, you're gonna mess up. It's a part of the process.
Yeah.
Who are you? Like, are you this perfect person that doesn't mess up? Like,
No one. And
no one.
is.
Yeah. So get off your
Yeah.
high horse, and like, there's actually like a veiled superiority by thinking you shouldn't mess up. There's some
Yeah.
veiled ego there, right? Maybe. So
Yeah.
it's like, instead of being like, well, no, it's more like, stop. You mess up
Yeah.
like everyone else does. Get over yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I would say probably to my
Yeah.
younger self.
And in light of the recent Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. And you know
You
what?
know?
And we get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
So I would tell myself, have more grace. Be more graceful with yourself. You're gonna mess up,
Yeah.
and it's all good. Like, it ain't that deep. Like,
It's so true.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, I am a perfectionist, and since a young age, I remember I got kicked out of class in 2nd grade, and it kept me up for years. Like, I had this nightmare, like this
being
reoccurring,
kicked- yeah.
and not like it did happen, but I carried so much shame from it. It still upset me, and I would have like a bad dream about it because
Yeah.
it crushed. Like, I felt like so bad that I got kicked out of class.
Mhm.
And granted, I was in 2nd grade. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
it is what it is. Yeah.
I wasn't. My brain is still not fully developed, but especially like kids are gonna make mistakes, whatever. But I would hold like my mistakes. I carry a lot of shame with them.
Yeah.
And like you said, like that grace, because also like Alicia Liu said, like everything gets you to then the point that you're at in the future. Like it all works out in a way
Yeah.
where those mistakes that you made, like I've seen people end up with like their dream partner and like a great
Mhm.
partnership or a great marriage, and they're like, I would go through all those bad breakups, I would go through all those bad relationships if it still led me to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
You know, and I think that's with
That's
life.
really meaningful when you really think about that. Like, wow, like I would go through all this shit again to get to this place where I could meet you and be with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, all those hard things that you go through just makes you more who you are today with the lessons that you learn, the knowledge that you have. Like, people have always told me I'm wise for my age or mature for my age. And it's because I've gone through a lot at a
Yeah.
young age and continue, you know, to... Things are a lot better now in life.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
like, when I was younger, like, I went through a lot of hard things and, you know, also have made mistakes that I'm not proud of. But I'm proud of the person I am today.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be this person without everything that I went through. So definitely show yourself grace because all the things that you go through make you who you are.
Absolutely. And Wayne Dyer, amazing spiritual teacher and author, he says you can't love who you are without loving your past.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
hard.
That is hard.
That's a hard one. But when you really start to sit with that, you're like, that's kind of like the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
And that might even mean, and everyone is in a different journey in their life, so it's harder for everyone to do this, but even loving those who have hurt you. I know that's like insane.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it
not
does,
in that journey.
Yeah, and neither am I.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even, and maybe love doesn't have to mean like yummy love. It could mean acceptance.
Yeah.
Because love is acceptance, right? When you love someone, you accept them.
Yes.
Right? So it doesn't have to be the yummy, delicious, you're so iconic, thank you for fucking my life up. It can be the I accept you.
Yes.
I deeply accept that this was your role in my life. I deeply accept that this did happen.
Yes.
I deeply accept that you were the teacher for this moment of of that chapter, of that lesson. I can accept that.
Right.
I'm no longer wishing it were different.
Right. Miguel, you asked at the beginning what was the most important lesson I learned from you as an acting coach. And I forgot this one part that you just reminded me of, that everyone has their good, their bad, and their uncooked egg parts. Yeah. This has stayed with me.
That. Yep.
This, like, yes, that has really stayed with me. Like, and I've been teaching, like, my friends and family about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and realizing, like, you said, that acceptance, like, we all have them. No one is above not having, you know, the good, the bad, and those uncooked egg parts that we don't show everyone. And it really has made me feel better about, like, the things that I'm not that proud of, but that I know that other people have those things they're not that proud of either.
We all have them.
Yes.
We all have those amazing, delicious parts that make people fall in love with us, that make people want to hang out with us and text us and see us. Then we have those parts of us that are not fun, right? When we're jealous and when we're petty and when we're stupid and whatever.
Right.
And then we have the uncooked egg parts, the parts of us that are so disgusting and toxic and mean and genuinely horrible, that are like what Anne Lamott says, the author, inedible, uncooked egg parts, like too, like almost raw that you can't even swallow it.
Right.
But we all have them. And there is a big relief to knowing, like, it's not just me. I don't have some secret darkness that other people don't have.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's healing.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it healed me when I read it in her book. I forget what book it was, but it healed me too.
Yeah.
And also when you're falling in love, not that this podcast is about falling in love, but when you are dating, like, that's a real pill to swallow when someone's amazing and awesome and hot and the chemistry's off the charts. And then you start to realize, oh, they've got those little things I don't really like. And then you see, oh, okay, there's a deep there.
Yeah.
And now, are you terrified of them seeing you're there? Did they see you're there first? How did it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. If you're lucky, they show up at the same time and then you both go, okay, well, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And to really love yourself, you have to accept the good and the bad of yourself. And to love someone else, it's the same thing. Yeah. And, like, I think about my mom, like, the most important relationship I have in my life. We're best friends. And, like, the things that, you know, the times I've, you know, freaked out on her or, you know, times that I'm not proud of the way I've spoken or things, but she loves me and I love her. And, like, that's what real love is. You know, when you have friends or relationships, whether they're family, friends, romantic, that acceptance of who that person is at their best moments, their worst, like in marriage, sickness and health, all those things, that acceptance and that grace. It's, yeah. I love that we just dropped that.
I love that too. Well,
So
I mean, it's
important.
a part of acting.
Yeah.
You know, when I teach my classes, it's equal parts life as it is equal parts acting, because we're bringing ourselves to the work. And the more fully dimensional you allow yourself to be, the more fully dimensional your performances will be.
Yeah.
So if you see yourself through, like, this tiny lens that doesn't mess up, isn't allowed to do bad things, is always perfect and awesome, your performances are going to be, boring as fuck, right? Like, no one wants to watch that.
Yeah.
We want to see fully developed, fully realized, messy, real people.
Exactly.
And that's what we are.
Yeah.
So the more you give yourself space to be that, the more it'll show up in the work and the more moving your performances will be.
Yeah, because people can relate.
People can relate to that.
Yeah.
We want to see that. We want to understand it.
Yeah. So, Miguel, are you living your dream? What's your dream? What's next for you?
Oh, am I living my dream? You know, that's a really funny question. I mean, growing up, everyone has the moments of like imagining that your life is going to be fulfilled by winning an Emmy or being a successful TV star or being in love and having the dog and the white picket fence and the kids. But I did realize that when I was 20 years old and I booked a Nickelodeon show and I had a big fight with someone that was important to me at the time, and I went into my trailer and I was like, wait, this was supposed to be everything. I'm on a show. As a series regular, I thought everything was supposed to be fixed. I quickly realized that getting your dream job isn't a dream life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I would say now, being 31, almost turning 32 next week, and having wonderful friends and wonderful family and a great self-esteem and accountability and holding my feet to the fire and, you know, and doing jobs I like and pursuing what I love, even if I don't have exactly what I want yet.
Yeah.
Being in the pursuit of it, that's a dream.
Yeah.
I'm living my dream. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do people say no? I guess they do. I guess people say no all the time, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people have said yes, which is a really beautiful thing. But I also think people are still figuring that out.
Yeah.
You know, like my dream as a child was always to dance on tour with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
But I also love doing a podcast. In school, I went to school for production. I also love production. I also love social media.
Yeah.
My dream is, I have different dreams in different areas.
Yeah.
So, and my friend on the last episode said her dream is always changing.
Oh, that's great.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think most people are saying they live their dream, but also I think it's okay for that dream to change or that dream to expand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think as an actor, as an artist, or even as a person, really, you need to have fulfillment in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're a mom or a dad and your fulfillment is from your kids, I hate to break it to you, but kids are ungrateful.
Yeah.
And kids deserve to have their own journey where their focus is their friends, where their focus is their extracurricular activities, where their focus is individuating from their families.
Yeah.
So if you're a parent and your fulfillment comes out of your kids and your kids are like, Mom, I could not care less about spending time with you right now because I'm so immersed in studying for this test or my girlfriend or boyfriend, you're going to struggle, right? If that's your sole focus on your sole purpose, right? So as actors, if you're only fulfilled by the work, I have very bad news for you. Unless you're Nicole Kidman, who works every day of her life, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, you need to have like a real life outside of the work. You know, I'm very grateful that I have amazing friends and amazing hobbies and things, you know, that keep me happy and fulfilled.
Definitely. Well, Miguel, thank you so much for coming on Call Sheet Confessions.
For having me.
This was so great. I can't wait for everyone to tune into this episode.
I'm excited. I felt like it was 5 minutes, but I'm sure it wasn't.
It feels like that too, but I'm looking at the clock.
And it was not, yeah. 3 hours?
No.
It's 3:28. I was like, did we talk for 3 hours? Oh my God.
But I do have something for you. This is the first time I've gifted one of these on an episode.
Oh my God,
but
I'm thrilled.
I have this Call Sheet Confessions bag.
I am so honored. Thank you. It's so
course.
Cute. I love it. I'm going to be repping it everywhere. You know what? I'm going to make this
love.
my summer beach bag. So every time I go to the beach,
Perfect.
people are going to be like, what's that? I'm going to be like, it's the best podcast ever.
Yes.
Oh, and it's a zipper too. That's
It's a
great.
zipper, and there's a pocket inside.
Oh my God, this is good. Your mom got you this, right?
Yeah.
Because your mom is an Aries and she thinks of things.
Yes.
I love this. This is great.
I've been saying the same thing. It's perfect for the beach.
It's perfect for the beach because you can put a towel, your phone in here. Oh my God, this is great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This was
Of
such a blast.
Oh, I'm really happy. Like I feel like we covered so many things and so many important lessons, life lessons that apply to career and how to get to where you are, which so many people that want to pursue this now have some tools that they can use, you know?
Hopefully it works, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy to help.
So what's next for you? Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at the Miguel Luciano, TikTok Miguel_Luciano, and in honor of manifestation, I will be on a series regular role soon on a TV show soon. So on one of those social media platforms, you'll be getting the news.
Yes, so excited for that.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Call Sheet Confessions. Always remember to work hard and chase the dream, because if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. May your call times be reasonable and your checks be on time. And like my Mimi always says, break a leg, but not really. We'll see you next time. Bye.